How are we, guys? Aussie Valor back at it again. Look, obviously by now we all know that Latias and Latios are the next raid bosses for this month and next. Look, in Australia at the moment, we've got the Latias. It's got a raid CP of 45,704, which will be here until the 6th of June, then swap to Latios. Although the game says the 5th of June, in Australia we always get ours a day later, so just be aware of that. It's a Dragon Psychic type, max capture CP of 1929 or 2,412 if it's boosted by windy weather. Does have a lot of weaknesses. They're bug type, dark type, fairy type, dragon type, ghost type and ice type. So it can have Dragon Breath or Zen Headbutt as its fast moves and Outrage, Psychic or Thunder as its charge moves. So setting up the right team will help you out when it comes to beating this little bugger. One of the most common questions I get asked at raids is, what do you use? So basically I figured I'd do a quick little raid guide for everybody to check out. Obviously you can see on screen at the moment, this is the first raid that we actually did in Busselton, so we pretty much just jumped in with a recommended crew for this one. Basically a lot of rock stuff because it had Thunder as the charge move. So look, keep watching, guys. I'll run through what the best stuff to use is and actually show you a little trick at the end for catching Pokemon. Most people will know it by now, but it's a pretty handy one to know if you don't know it. So keep watching, guys, and hope you enjoy the vid. Fun morning for the raid group. 8:30, everyone's nice and happy to be awake. 1904. Smarter. This one's pretty far away, isn't it? He needs like a really small circle. This thing's a midget. Flying bee looking thingy. Excellent throws, great throws, and then catch it on the dodgy throw. Sweet. Stupid pixel stuff though.
Terry, can I get you to have a little go at that?
1916. What did I just say, Max? 100% was?
He's tired.
You always dress like that.
What did I just say 100% was?
1923, I think you said. Yeah, that's right.
It's Ben's one, is it? I just throw the balls on the ground.
Just throw it. Please
I'll
don't.
put that in
You'll
the next
get
video
mad.
too. Hey Benny, I'm just going to miss yours for you. Sorry mate.
Yeah, sorry.
Balls, they just dropped on the ground.
I don't know what happened. My
don't
fingers
know.
must have been sweaty.
Yeah.
Mine was glitching out on
We're at the post office, mate. It was lagging.
I didn't leave you very many balls. I tried.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Did you get it? Yeah, like you get him in there and then he just breaks out.
Another excellent throw.
Just as was done as well. Got it in there. And then it doesn't like me to get it. I'll take it on. Thanks, Terry. I have to get yelled at later.
Now you go home and go, I did it, I caught it for you, I swear. It was all me.
Did you get it? 1916. Good job, thank you.
1916, that's
That's the
a
big
good one. Oh well, that was our fun for the morning, I guess. Take one and got one.
Cheers, guys.
Alright, see you later. Okay, so what to use? Basically you want to be going the most super effective things you can to get the most damage out of it, guys. First up, got Rayquaza, Dragon Tail, Outrage. Meant to be the best one to use against him. I find he dies pretty quick depending on the charge moves, but hey, he's a good one to use, good one to power up if you got a decent one. Tyranitar, by now everybody's got a decent Tyranitar, so TMs it, Bite, Crunch, okay, Dark moves, it's going to be the best thing for this one. He's actually pretty good, holds up in battle good too. Dragonite, another good tanky one. Dragon Tail, Outrage, look, everyone should have a decent one of these by now, even after the Community Day event if you got to it. Salamence, now he's a bit harder, I'd like to power this one up a bit more, but at the moment he's got Dragon Tail and Draco Meteor, so still another super effective one, great one to use. Next up, got Mewtwo, so hopefully you've all got a Mewtwo by now. Look, Psycho Cut isn't very effective, but it's a quick move and it makes your charge move power up really fast, so Shadow Ball's good for it. Latias, I'm saving up on this, so I'm not going to power him up till I get a decent one, but Dragon Breath, Outrage, good one to use. It'll be good when Latias comes out as well. Groudon, love using this guy, maxed him out. Dragon Tail, Earthquake, look, Earthquake's not very effective, but Dragon Tail is, and he's a good tank to use as a backup as your number 6. Gengar, Hex and Shadow Ball, if you can get Shadow Claw I think for fast move, then go with that as well, but still super effective, it's going to do a fair bit of damage for you. Gardevoir, same thing, Confusion, not very effective, but Dazzling Gleam is going to be a good charge move to use, and Gardevoir's just cool to look at really, you know, chuck him in there for the hell of it. And Scissor, very fast, he's a quick attacker this one, so Fury Cutter, X Scissor, he's going to hold up for you and he's going to do a bit of damage, he is super effective as well. Next up we got Articuno. Look, I haven't actually powered this one up yet, but you know, Frost Breath, Ice Beam, going to be a good one to use, but I'm sort of hoping that the field research might actually give us one. Flygon, another one as well. Look, I'm going to wait and see if I get a better one of these, but still, Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, decent move sets, it's going to be super effective. Absol, he's another one. Snarl and Dark Pulse, super effective. If you've got a good one out of the raids or even a shiny one, power him up, chuck him in there just to use him up. So basically what I've got is I've gone with some teams. I've got a Rayquaza, Tyranitar, Dragonite, Salamence, Mewtwo and Groudon as my first team. And as a backup team I've got Gengar, Gardevoir, Scizor, Tyranitar, Dragonite and Groudon again. So look, go with it guys. So going into this next fight with my super effective team basically. Look, there are a lot of things there guys that you can power up. It's all a bit of a personal preference, and it sort of depends on what charge attack that the Latias has got as well. Obviously if it's got Thunder, you know, it's going to kill a lot of stuff real quick. If it's got the Outrage, then probably don't use your Dragon types. There is the Psychic. Probably wouldn't use Gengar for Psychic, but the rest of them are all pretty standard. Like I said, the biggest thing I try and do in raids is use as many super effective things as I can. Obviously, it's the one thing you can sort of control about how many balls you get at the end. A lot of the time you can't change the gym and you can't figure out how many people are going to be there for your team, so super effective is one thing that you probably want to try and make sure you're getting every time you do a raid, just to get those extra balls at the end to give you a bit more of a chance to catch it. So as you can see, there's Gone in with my super effective team. There's a few of them getting wiped out pretty quick, but this one I'm pretty sure we managed to get through this with just using our 6. Groudon at the end against Thunder. Like I said, great tanky Pokemon to have there as a backup for you, just to make sure you finish your fight without losing your 6. But well, after this, we'll just go through a bit of a catch method that I think is pretty handy to know, and I know a few people don't know it yet, but I have told another couple of crew about it, so keep watching, guys. So, as promised, the catching method that I use, I said you might know it or you might not, but it will greatly increase your chance of catching any Pokemon, not just legendaries. But first thing though is that the 2 most common mistakes that I see people doing are not throwing curveballs, which does increase your chance of catching by roughly 15 to 20%. So practice on low CP stuff, a 10 CP Pidgey or a Rat or something like that. Just anything that's a really low CP. If you're not used to curveballs, try it out on those things, because chances are you're going to catch them anyway. The second one is probably people being impatient. I've sat there a few times and I've gone through 2 balls, and some other people will go through 10 or 11 balls in that time. I was like, well, obviously you're just throwing at it and not really waiting to see what goes on. So patience and curveballs are probably the 2 biggest things you need to remember. Apart from that, work out if you like throwing high balls or low balls. I try and stick to throwing low balls. Like, I prefer that because most of the time, most of the Pokemon are down low anyway, so just try and get used to one spot and stick with it. As far as actually getting great or excellent throws, you notice that while you have your finger on the screen, that the coloured target circle will get smaller until basically it disappears, and then it'll restart as a large circle again. Now, this is how you set your target zone, basically for either a nice, great or excellent throw. The smaller the circle, the better chance you have of catching the Pokemon. So once you get the target size to where you feel comfortable, then release your finger from the screen. Don't touch it again until you're ready to throw. Now's the hard part though, patience and timing. So it may take you a few goes to get used to it, but once you get it right, you'll wonder why you never knew how to throw like this from the start. So basically, when the Pokemon attacks, you got to start your curveball and release it just before the animation has finished for its attack. So in doing that, it pretty much ensures that the target circle that you've set will stay the same size. So if you miss, look, you can go and click on the berry, put a berry on it, and your target circle will stay the same size as you've left it, as long as you don't touch the ball or another part of the screen. But if you do, then just pretty much reset your target circle again, hold the ball, get the circle to the size that you want it, let go of the screen and wait for it to attack again. Now, the Latias, it has a really small, excellent circle. A lot of people aren't very comfortable trying to hit the excellent throw on it. You can go a great throw. I've found with this one actually that I've hit it with heaps of excellent throws, heaps of great throws, and then I'll hit it with a throw that pretty much hits its foot or hits the edge of its wing or something, and it ends up catching it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, the catching these things all comes down to a bit of luck at the end of it, but there's no harm in trying to raise your odds a bit by getting an excellent throw. You can use this for all the raid bosses. All of your raid bosses you can do it with. They've all got different timing, everything like that. So biggest one would be stick with it. If you don't get it right the first time, keep practicing. Like I said, find some low CP Pokemon to try it out on. But other than that, there's a few catch screens here that we've gone through, so you can basically see on the screens here how I've been doing it. And other than that, guys, look, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope I've helped you out with something. Good luck with catching your Latiases, and I hope you can pin those excellent throws down in no time. So cheers, guys. if you enjoyed the vid, look, I know a lot of people don't quite understand what we say about like and subscribe and all that, but look, the likes there on the side on the left, just tick the thumbs up button there and it'll show up blue for you, like the vid. Subscribe to the channel, doesn't cost you anything, but it actually helps me out and it gets my videos out there a bit more. And if there's any comments that you just want to chuck in there, scroll down the bottom of the screen and let me know, guys. Other than that, if you like the vid, subscribe and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers guys, see ya.